Hello friends, welcome to Thermomixing Adventures. Lisa here. Today we're going to make a yummy pudding that could be a breakfast, it could be a snack, it could be a dessert. Really depends when you need it and what time of the day. But this is going to make 8 serves, which is super cool. It gives you some to put away for later. And most importantly, it's packed full of nutrients. So you guys know recently I'm on a bit of a mission to put more nutrients into what we eat, and this is jam-packed. So I'm excited to share this with you. Come with me today. Let's do it together. We're going to go start. This is on a TM7, but of course you can do this on any model Thermomix. It does not need to be a TM7. It will work on all of them. First things first is some orange, de-seeded and cut into quarters. So I'm really fortunate. We actually have quite an abundance of oranges coming off the tree. Excuse me while I grab them. I'll show you. So you can see there's a couple of mandarins, but like we've got our own ones. And yes, they look a little bit battered, but that's because we don't spray them with anything. So they are all natural, but yeah, we have an ongoing supply, which is really cool. So 1 cut into quarters. Next thing is 6 mint leaves. If you don't grow mint, grow it. It'll grow like a weed. It'll grow just about anywhere, and it doesn't really need much love. So give that a go. And then some mango cheeks. I don't know if I've got enough. I think I'm a little short on the mango, but let's see. 150 grams. I have put some aside. The second part of this recipe does have mango in it as well. So this is the oh, look at the tick off. I love this. Ding. The topping, we make a beautiful crumbly nut coconut style topping later on. So I'll come back and do that with you after this sits for a while and absorbs in. All the chia seeds do their plumping up, but we do need some more for later. So we've got a chop. It's 10 seconds, speed 7. I'll press play. Nearly done. All right, next. Scrape down the sides with the spatula. I haven't got my TM7 spatula. I think it's still in my travel bag. Oh, look at that. Look at how it's made light work of the mint. You can't even, like, you can see specks of green, but they're so fine. There's no evidence of like a big leaf of mint or anything like that. By the way, if you're wondering about yesterday's video, some of you were watching yesterday and you saw my failed celery salt. I put it back in the oven, and today, well, actually last night, it was perfect. So dehydrated, dry, crumbly, ready to go in the drawer, not needing to be in the fridge. So completely saved, just if you're wondering. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out yesterday's YouTube video where you'll see me fail at my celery salt. Okay, next up, add some coconut milk, 400 grams. I've only got coconut cream, but often you'll notice if you read your cans, which I know some of you do, like I do, you'll often notice that coconut milk is just watered down coconut cream. They literally say 50% cream, 50% water. So I'm going to just do half of this, and I can see I've got set on the top this beautiful cream on the top. Oh, and underneath will be my milk. So I'm actually going to top mine with water, but I'm going to get some of this cream out if I can without making a big mess. So 400 is a whole can if you are looking to shop to this. I always have coconut, well, it's rare that I don't have coconut cream here at home. So that'll be, yep, about that. And then I'll put some water in to bounce that up to the 400. This is the jar I'm going to go into later. I need 8 containers to go into, so I just grabbed out 1, but yay, it's going to tick me off. I love that. Next is some ground cardamom, so half a teaspoon, so it's not much. It's going to lift that flavor beautifully, okay? If you don't have coconut milk, just a little side note, there is no reason why you can't do this with an almond milk, a whatever your preference milk. You could even use dairy milk, okay? So don't feel like, hey, I don't have coconut milk, I need to go to the shops. Let me encourage you, open your fridge, open your drawer, your pantry. What have you got? Do you have milk powder? Can you make up some milk powder to do this? Okay, don't need, with thermomixing, we can be really quite flexible with what we use. Okay, gonna tick that off. All right, some maple syrup, 1 tablespoon. I've got honey from our bees. Just going to put in our 1 tablespoon approximately. There we go. And then last up we have our chia seeds, 100 grams. And this needs time to sit in this recipe, about 2 hours. So bring up our scales there. And these are going to become all plump. I have black. They don't just come as black chia seeds, they'll come as white as well. Don't feel like you have to have black or you have to have white. Use what you've got. Again, do not dash to the shops and find the alternative. Just use what you've got. It'll change the color, but the flavor will be the same. Next up, combine 3 seconds speed 5. Let's do that. And next, now divide between our 8 serving glasses or small sealable jars and place in the refrigerator for 5 minutes to firm. And then you put some mango pieces on top. So I don't have, as I said, a huge amount of mango pieces. Oh, I've just dropped chia everywhere. What I am going to do here though is I'm going to make sure I get this into it. Can you see on my lid? I have a fair bit of wastage up there. So take the time to scrape this into your food because it needs that juice so that they can all get plumped up, and they make it easier to digest then as well. So make sure you get all those chia seeds off the sides into here. Now, you could leave this in your bowl to thicken as well. It will not harm anything doing that. So if you wanted to leave it in there, by all means, or maybe you just want to make one massive jar that you're going to serve out of over the coming days, that will also be fine as well. So just go back. Oh, where'd I go? Wrong thing. Up here, I just want to read this again. Okay, so 5 minutes to firm up. Then we're putting 200 grams of mango pieces. So that's just a little bit per jar. And then we cover them and we leave them in the fridge for 2 hours. So at that point in time, that's when I'm going to come back to you and I'm going to show you how we make the beautiful mix that goes on top of this to complete this dish. So I will see you. You don't need to see me put mango on top, but I'll see you in 2 hours time and we'll do this next step together. But you can see what that looks like now. Give this a go. Let me know any questions. It's already starting to thicken. So I will see you in 2 hours time. See you then. We've got our chia mix. It's been sitting in there for a couple of hours. The chia has absorbed in that beautiful mixture we made. A little bit of fresh mango on top. And then it said to cover and sit in the fridge for 2 hours. Clean and dry mixing bowl, and here we are. So into the Thermomix, we're going to place 50 grams of macadamias. Now this is where I think you could be as creative as you like. So if you really like to go, right, some flax seeds, sunflower seeds, pepitas, you've got 100 grams of nuts, go crazy. Put in whatever you want, okay? So that one's there. It wasn't close enough to do the auto tick off. That's a bit of a shame, but here we go. 50 grams of almonds. Let's see if this one's close enough to go. Oh, I love that. There's something really fun about that. Okay, next. We're going to chop this for a second. It doesn't take us very long at all. So chop 1 second, speed 6. So it's a really rough chop, but it does say until roughly chopped for a long time if necessary. So let's do that. Chop it off. Okay, next. 1 second is actually a long time on a Thermomix world, isn't it? You're like, oh, what can I possibly do in 1 second? 100 grams of nuts, that's what it does in 1 second. Pretty cool. Okay, 50 grams of shredded coconut. If you only had desiccated, use what you have. Okay, so in this goes 50 grams. There we go, 56 today. That's fine. Tick it off. Some cinnamon. I'm really excited to see what this turns out like. It sounds like it should be absolutely amazing. 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. And then 2 teaspoons of coconut oil. Now, if you don't have coconut oil, I don't want you to dash to the shop and get it, okay? I want you to instead go, what could I use instead? You know, think of something that's a relatively flavorless oil, so you wouldn't go putting olive oil into it. You'd probably be sad with the outcome if you did olive oil. But what about things like some butter? Butter would work. Some ghee would probably work too. So all we're doing here is for 5 minutes we get to now cook it at 50 degrees. So it's not a really hot cook. It's like a soften that butter, or sorry, coconut oil in our case, and just make that nice and soft, ready to go on top of our beautiful little containers. Now these are the yogurt jars from the mix shop. So if you live in Australia, you've got the Thermomix mix shop, and these are the yogurt jars. I've had these forever, since they came out 8 years ago or whatever it was. So I've got mostly in that. Do have a couple of sneaky ones at the back that are in different jars. And I have made 8 jars, which is how many was designed for this recipe. You're supposed to be able to make 8. So great. Those yogurt jars, I reckon, are a great size for it. You're not going to get much yogurt on top, unfortunately, but you're going to get the nuts on top, and that'll be yummy. So really great to have on hand, right? Like, I'm all for prepping ahead so that so days are easier. And if we can have this 5-minute time where you are off doing something more important, game on. Like, how cool is that? So we do have this melting in here. It is, you can see the lid is unlocked. We still have 4 minutes to go. I want to have a little sticky beak in a second. I am anticipating that this coconut oil will melt down, okay, in there. So that's what, I can hear it change texture. Let's have a little sneaky look, because I love that I can take the lid off on my TM7 and have a look. Ooh, it's not quite, it's melted. I can't see any hunks in there, but it's still going around in there. That's quite a bit of nut mix in there. I actually, looking at that, think I'm going to be able to put some away, which I'm super excited about, being able to put some away for another time, not having to use it all, because it's certainly not going to fit in my jars. Talking about that, I actually think you could actually go more jars and less in each jar. So I reckon you could get 10 out of this if you wanted to as well, which is really, really good to be able to do that. But also, I'm just thinking, you know, if it was morning tea, you can have these. If it's breakfast, you can have these. If it's dessert at night and you got that little bit of a sweet tooth, you could have these. Like, such a great chia seeds, coconut. Watch my YouTube to talk about what else you could do instead of some of those ingredients. You'll see them in there as well. I really do hope you feel confident that you can do swaps with your Thermomix. If you're ever not sure, hey Lisa, can I do this instead of that? Message me. Jump over to my website. Ask the question. There's a little chat down the bottom in the website. You can ask the questions. Ask those questions so that you get confident being able to just open the pantry, open the fridge, and cook with what you've got. It costs way too much to go to the shops for just one ingredient. We don't want that. We have a Thermomix. There's no need, right? So I want you to be confident enough to reach out to me, all right? So I've actually been busy in the kitchen this morning. We've just got a little bit longer with that step. So I've been busy this morning. I have been stocking up with my freezer with sauces. So if you don't know, probably 6 months ago, I put together the Fill the Freezer ebook, and it's all big sauce batches. And the concept being that if you need to be organized because life's too hectic through the week, you can make the sauces, put them flat pack in your freezer or into jars, and then when life gets busy, that is your healthy version of a chicken tonight or a packet curry mix from the supermarket, but you know what's in it, you know exactly what ingredient is in it. Also, from when we caravanned, most of these recipes are from our caravanning time. If you look right back to 5 years ago and we were in the van, I flat packed a whole lot of sauces and I put them then in the caravan freezer, so that when we were on the road, we could just reheat them and add the protein and the veggies to it and make rice or pasta or whatever to go with. So I have been busily doing that myself this morning. And when I say busy, Thermomix cooking's not busy though, is it? Like, a lot of the recipes, it's a 5-minute cook and then a 15-minute cook, and it calls you back and then you're done. You jar it up. Like, it's more time, Nelly, to wash up than it is to jar up. And that's what I love. So I've been doing that this morning, getting really organized, just trying to stay ahead at the moment so that we don't fall back on conveniences that, you know, for us here, it's really hard to get anyway. So there's something to be said for being, you know, ahead of yourself and relaxed and not stressed in the kitchen, which the Thermomix makes so incredibly easy. Whether it's Cookidoo or my Fill the Freezer recipes, like, it just makes life easy when you've got a Thermomix. This has just changed texture. It's actually 50 degrees inside, which is what we were aiming for. Okay, so I'm curious to see in 30 seconds what we've got inside. So we'll have a look. But yes, I know many of you have bought that book because you've literally filled your freezer for the caravan trips, so that then on the road, you didn't necessarily take your Thermomix. You can definitely cook them later in the Thermomix, but you also can just do it on the stovetop in a saucepan. For those of you traveling and you've got your little gas cooker, right? In goes the sauce, in goes your protein, in goes your veggies, and you heat it up in 10 minutes. Like, well, depends how thick your meat is. Maybe 15 minutes if you've got big chunky bits of beef or something. So here we go, 8 seconds. Now it says to allow to cool. I'm just waiting for it to be done. There we go. Next. Allow to cool completely, then transfer into a sealable container until ready to use. Just going to have a little look. I have got my coconut covered spoon. Oh, that smells next level amazing. You know what I wanted to put in there that I've now just thought as I smelt that? Hazelnuts. My mouth is watering. I reckon some hazelnuts in there. Oh, chocolatey. Yum, if you like chocolatey kind of flavour, that would be divine. So I tell you, I've got a bit of a sweet tooth. That's why we don't have chocolate in my house, because I will just eat the lot in one sitting. Talking to a friend about it this morning, I was like, I have no self-control. When I was at the event in Brisbane on Wednesday last week, they gave us little jars of like candy, like the candy that they spin and they end up being like these little tubes, and then they chop them into little circles, and they had Thermomix and a love heart in them. They were very cute, but I found them on the weekend and I ate the whole lot in one sitting, and I burnt the inside of my mouth. That's how addicted to sugar I am, which is why I'm so mindful with it in my kitchen and how I use it. Because once I start, I really struggle to stop, even when it's causing me pain, like burning my mouth. So if you ever thought Lisa was crazy, now you know she is. So there we go. Remove the puddings from the refrigerator. Spoon some teaspoons of passion fruit pulp over. Actually, I just had the kids pulp my passion fruit. Is that a word? They got all the pulpy stuff out of the passion fruits this morning. I'm going to cook that up later today. You saw me do that a little while ago. That was the day I nearly killed my Thermomix with the spoon, remember? You can find that video on YouTube if you missed it. So, because I'm really great at following instructions, here goes my topping. There's one lone passion fruit. I made them leave me, but then I read the instructions and it actually says 100 and something grams of passion fruit. But anyway, this will do. These are homegrown, so these grow on our side fence, except we have to make sure the cockatoos don't come and destroy them, because apparently there's something about picking them off for fun that the cockatoos quite enjoy. This is just making my mouth water. On with that. And it does say serve with yogurt if you'd like. Those of you on Patreon, next week, yogurt is on the menu. All things yogurt, multiple ways of making yogurt, regardless of what model. That'll be on those of you who support me over on Patreon. Sneak peek, that's what's coming. So, there we go. That is your beautiful recipe. So that is orange and mango chia pudding. So great vitamin C this time of year. I did use black chia. That's why you can see it's darker coloured. It's not as pretty as their picture. But real food from my real kitchen to yours. So I hope you're inspired. I hope this gives you a go. I hope this gives you a go. I hope this gives you the inspiration and confidence to give it a go. That's the word I'm after. If I can help you with your Thermomix, don't ever hesitate to reach out. I do love to hear from you. If you ever want to get your hands on a TM7 and you live in Australia, and I know I say this, but I say it because otherwise people say, didn't realise I could buy with you, Lisa. So I have to say it, because that's what keeps me in business as well, okay? Is people buying TM7s. But I do love to show up and actually inspire you. And just help you make sure you're getting the most out of your Thermomix, regardless of what model you've got. I've had the TM31, it is amazing. I've had the TM5, it's also amazing. I've had the 6 and now got the 7, I've still got a 6. They can serve you so incredibly well to make life just so much easier in the kitchen. And I say to people, we could hand wash our washing, but we have a washing machine. And I feel the same for the kitchen. We can hand cook everything by scratch, in our pans and stuck at the stove, or we have a Thermomix and we can get that time back to go do more important things in this fast-paced world that we live. But that's it. Guess what I'm going to enjoy for afternoon tea right now? If you've not tried it, give it a go. Even if you don't have time to do the nut mix on top, I reckon this on its own, my mouth is wanting me to stop talking and go eat right now. So have a great day, guys. Take care in all you do. And I will be back tomorrow for another video soon, helping you get the most out of your Thermomix. So take care, and I'll see you then. Bye for now.